Hi everyone, welcome to this new video lesson. So make sure you have paper and pencil out ready to copy all your notes. Okay, so first thing we're going to notice first thing we identify as always is we identify the name of these notes, right? So these notes are called properties of exponents combined. So we are going to use all the skills that we've used in the previous 3 lessons to do this combined lesson, right? That's why it says combined, right? Properties of exponents combined. Okay, so let us start with our first bullet point here, right? That's what color do I use? Okay. So our first bullet point here says, work your way inside out. Work your way inside out. Right? Like the movie Inside Out. Work your way inside out. What does that mean? Start from the inner parentheses, right? You always start from the inside out, from the inner parentheses. Work your way. Imagine you're stuck in a hole. You have to work your way from the inside to get out, right? Next arrow says, use your properties of exponents notes. Use your properties of exponents notes, right? Which will be attached to the assignment in case you forget. Okay? So, let's look at this first example here. Well, I forgot. What do we always do before we get started? Right? We read our instructions, right? It says simplify. Simplify. Okay? Your answers should contain only positive exponents, right? Emphasis on positive exponents. Positive exponents. We're only going to have positive exponents in our solutions, right? In our simplifications. So, now we can go to number 1, right? Let's go to number 1 here. So, this says, right, 2x to the 4th, z to the 4th, divided by 2x to the 0, y to the 4th, z to the 2nd, times quantity x to the 0, y to the negative 3rd, all to the negative 2. Right? All that sounds complicated, but if we break it up, if we, you know what I mean, just do it step by step, then it's going to be okay. So, remember it said we start inside out. Start from the inner parentheses. Start from the inner parentheses. So here we have the inner parentheses as this right there, right? So I can see that since I have a parentheses, this is the last lesson we did. We're going to multiply this negative 2 times 0 and this negative 2 times negative 3, right? So let me rewrite my whole fraction here, and I'm going to copy everything the way I see it. 2x to the 4th, z to the 4th, and then the bottom 2x to the 0, y to the 4th, z squared. Okay, now we're going to multiply this times that. So we get x 0 times negative 2, right? And y negative 3 times negative 2, right? So that gives us, again, right? You know what? Let's work our way down. Let's go down, right? So here, 2x to the 4th has not changed. Z to the 4th has not changed. 2x to the 0 has not changed. Y to the 4th has not changed. Z squared has not changed. Now, these two, right? 0 times negative 2 is 0. So I get x to the 0. Now this one, y to the negative 3 times negative 2, negative 3 times negative 2 is positive y to the positive 6. Okay? Perfect. So, from here, let's begin to separate, everyone. Let's begin to separate. So let's see. So I'm going to do regular number over regular number first. So I'm going to do 2 over 2 here. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the x's. So I have x to the 4th here. And on the bottom, I have x to the 0. But I also have x to the 0. Look at that. X to the 0. Right? Double x's to the zeros. Now, y. Let's see. On top, do I have any y's? No, but on the bottom, I have y to the 4th and y to the 6th. So, y to the 4th, y to the 6th. Here, there's an invisible 1 here, but let's leave that blank for now. Okay? And then next, we're going to do z. So I have z to the 4th on top and z squared on the bottom. Z to the 4th on top, z squared on the bottom. Look at that. Look at that. Okay? So, fortunately for me, look at this. 2 divided by 2 is just 1, or they cancel out. Right? So, let's work on our x here. So, we remember that when we have the same base, we add our exponents, 0 plus 0. So I'm going to add 0 plus 0 here. So I get x to the 4th over x to the 0. And we remember that when we are dividing, we subtract the exponents 4 minus 0. So I get x to the 4 minus 0. Right? And that's going to give me 4 minus 0 is just 4. Look at that, x to the 4th. So I did x, see? Work our way down. Okay? Now let's do y. Let's see. Well, again, I have the same bases, y and y, so that means that I can add this 4 and 6. So 4 plus 6 is y to the 10th, but it's on the bottom, so I got to keep it on the bottom. So there's nothing more that I can do, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write it y to the 10th. Remember, I can write this as a division and I can do an invisible 1 here, but I'm going to leave it blank for now. Okay, so I got y. Now let's do z. I have z to the 4th on top and z to the 2nd on the bottom. That means I'm going to subtract 4 minus 2. So I'm going to do 4 minus 2. So that gives me z to the 2. Right? And there's nothing I can do about that, so I just get z squared. Right? And I can draw a division just like that, and then I got an invisible 1 here. So finally, what is our final answer, everybody? Well, the 2's canceled out, so that's gone. So let me draw my division line here just like this. And what's left up top? Actually, you know what? That's even too long. Let me go like this. What's left up top? Up top is x to the 4th. X to the 4th. Z squared is also on top. Z to the power of 2. And on the bottom is y to the 10th. And that right here, kiddos, is our simplification. Look at that. We have simplified that first problem, right? So again, the key is just going in order, right? Keep everything in order. Keep everything in order. Okay? Let's do the second example. So, again, we're going to work our way inside out, right? So this parentheses, just like the movie Inside Out. So, we're going to start with, I have some space over here, so I have plenty of space. So I'm going to start with the big parentheses. And I have my division line, and I have x to the 3rd. I have y to the negative 1. And I have z to the 4th. Okay. Now here, remember that I'm going to multiply 3 times negative 2, which gives me x to the negative 6, right? X negative 6, okay? And I'm going to multiply 3 times negative 1, which gives me negative 3. So that's y to the negative 3, like that. Now, on the bottom, I still have times 2z x to the third, right? Times 2z x to the third. Draw my division line here. Oh, sorry. So big parentheses, remember? And I have the negative 3 on the outside here. Okay? Look at that. Okay? So again, okay? Now, since it's this big parentheses means it's going to multiply negative 3 by 3, negative 1, 4, negative 6, negative 3. Now, what invisible exponent does this 2 have? Got an exponent of 1. What invisible exponent does this z have? Invisible 1, just like that. So I'm going to multiply this negative 3 times all of these exponents. So let's see what we get. So I get x. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 times negative 1 is y to the positive 3. Negative 3 times 4 is z to the negative 12. Right? All over, right? Negative 3 times negative 6 is negative 18, positive 18, positive 18, right? Negative 3 times negative 3 is y to the positive 9, right? Negative 3 times 1 is 2 to the negative 3, okay? Now z, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Let me extend my division line here. And negative 3 times 3 is x to the negative 9. Look at that. Right? A bunch of confusing stuff, but don't worry. We're going to break it up. Okay? So first thing we're going to identify is my number. This is just my regular number. Look, 2 to the negative 3. Right? Actually, you know what, guys? Let's try something different here. Let us start moving stuff that's negative. Let's start moving it to make it positive, right? Let's start moving it to make it positive. So let's see. So this x to the negative 9 has got to come down and become x to the positive 9. Okay. This y to the third is already positive, so it's going to stay on top. This z to the negative 12 is going to come down and become z to the positive 12. Z to the positive 12. Okay, so I'm done with that one, that one, that one. Let's take care of this one now. This is x to the 18th. That's positive, so I'm going to leave it down here. Like this. Okay. Y to the 9th, that's also positive, so that's going to stay on the bottom as well. Y to the 9th. 2 to the negative third has got to go up and become 2 to the positive third. So 2 to the positive 3. Z to the negative 3 has to go up and become z to the positive 3. Z to the positive 3. And x to the negative 9 has to go up and become x to the positive 9. X to the positive 9, just like that. All right? So now, let's start combining our things that go together and making them fractions. So first, I'm going to start with my number, 2 to the third. 2 to the power of 3, and there's no number on the bottom, so I'm just going to leave it like that, with this invisible 1 here, like this. Okay? Next, I'm going to do my x's. So on top, I have x to the 9th. So I'm going to do x to the 9th. And on the bottom, I have x to the 9 and x to the 18. X to the 9 and x to the 18th. That's my x's. Now we're going to do our y's. So on top, I have y to the 3rd. On the bottom, I have y to the 9th. Y to the 9th. And finally, we have z. On top, I have z to the 3rd. Z to the 3rd. And on the bottom, I have z to the 12th. Look at that. Okay? So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do here? Okay? So, 2 to the 3rd, everybody. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So this is just 8. Right? Now, these two are like terms. Here, look, they're same base, so I can add these two together. 9 plus 18. So I still have x to the 9th on top, but I have 9 plus 18 is 27 on the bottom. Okay. Now, these y's here, let's finish our x's here. Now, when we divide and we have the same base, we could subtract. 9 minus 27 is x to the negative 18. Okay, so done with x. Let's do y now. Same base, I subtract 3 minus 9 is y to the negative 6. And I'm done with y. Now, z, same base, division, 3. So I subtract the exponents. 3 minus 12 is z to the negative 9. So what do I have left? Let's see. I have 8 here. I have x to the negative 18. I have y to the negative 6. And I have z to the negative 9. But remember, our question says, do not use negative exponents. So we are going to move everything that's a negative exponent. I'm going to draw my line here. And 8 is going to stay on top. X to the negative 8 is going to go down to the bottom and become x to the positive 18. Sorry, negative 18. Y is going to come down as well and become y to the positive 6. And z is going to come down and become z to the positive 9. And there, finally, everybody, we have our simplification, right? So, a bunch of steps, right? A bunch of steps, but we followed, right? We followed our rules, right? We were orderly, and we got our solution, okay? So these are the kinds of problems we're going to see in the assignment. So make sure that you have everything copied down and you rewind if you're not sure, okay? But this is our assignment, video lesson. Thank you for being here.